Why? Anybody? Why? No complaints? Okay, so sisters, anybody else? Good food. Yes, good. Yes. Yes, they should be away from their place, so she's happy. Okay. So, no tensions, very good. So one thing when I always, because I'm a training head at Medanta and my responsibility also as a quality and so many other things with the nursing operation with Director Nursing Mrs. Banerjee. So I always ask them, are you comfortable? They said yes. In Medanta, we give a uniform every day, and there are a lot of facilities given to the nurses. So they said, yeah, we are very comfortable. So I said, yes, then that's quality. Okay, so when you are comfortable, when we don't complain, that means that's quality. For me, that's quality. So I always tell them, look at the same thing for the patient. So if sometimes the nurses comes and tells me, madam, I have done everything, but something was missed, I don't know, unnecessarily he is grumbling, patients are complaining. So I always give them this example, unless and until there is something wrong, something, maybe it's not 100%. So that's how they complain. So patient complains because we are not providing, maybe as per their requirement or as per the hospital policy or as per what we are supposed to provide them. So that's quality. Okay, so when we are okay, when we are stable, when we say we are very, very happy, so that is what we all want from our patients, right? Yes, that is how we are here from yesterday. Nothing big deals, but yes, if we understand quality, you no need to have NABH, you no need to have JCI, and before that, NABH and JCI also we had quality, yes? Otherwise, nobody will survive. So it's we all have to think. That is why I wanted to address all the people here, not only from the corporate, but also from the government setup. That it's not only NABH, JCI's quality or nursing quality care. It is what we all provide them by our best to best efforts. So that's, you all can bring quality. And I will also show you one of the example which is given by the JCI tool, but you will think that it is very easy to implement in your hospital. You can just implement by taking my tool away. Okay, so I want that whatever I'm going to discuss and whatever tool is available, you all have to look into, and how can you put up into your hospital. Make sure that, yes, definitely a very little resources are required which you already have, okay? So I'll just touch upon the audits and then we'll go ahead for the library of measure given by JCI, and then I'll give you example of my hospital where we have picked up that and doing well. So my chairman always says, Dr. Trehan, that where is your checklist? And my hospital works on the checklist, okay? So we all have checklist, right? And some of my colleagues from my hospital ask me that, Priscilla, are you also have checklist for your at home, for your daughter, for your husband? Okay, so I said, I'm sorry, but I have to have, okay, but I cannot manage otherwise. So unless and until we have a quality, we have some tools, we are not able to manage the things the way they're supposed to go ahead, the way we want, the way the customer wants, and the way a patient satisfaction needed right now and coming ahead. So what's quality? We are talking from yesterday, right? Quality conclave, national quality conclave, nursing conclave. So whatever you do, just do it in a right thing, right way, right time, and first time, okay? So don't think, I have done that all the time, so I don't need to look into the checklist. I can do just like that. Simple example of the DFib, you all have DFib, right? On crash cards, right? So every time nurses will give me example, I'm asking why you can't check with this kind of checklist which is provided to you. No, it's by heart. No, it's not. Just go ahead. You will miss one point, and that is maybe important to save the patient life. So I think so it is very, very, very important. Do you agree? Yes or no? Yes, it is very much important that you must do it all the time, first time. Then only you can achieve the quality. So that is, please remember this, that always first time. Okay, so I always give example, and I'm sorry it's little personal, but every year, I was sharing with the nurses over here in Continental that every year I put in December, because I belong to Catholic community, Christmas time, I'll do some innovation in myself. Okay, I'll take leave 10 to 15 days, and sometime I'm growing my hair, sometime I'll color, sometime I'll do something which will look different and fresh, okay? So do something and always think. Then they said, yeah, madam, you look nice. I said, yeah, I have joined just now. So you have a new madam here. Okay, so innovations are important, and the things you have to do always as a first time. That's very, very important. Just little bit touch up on the nursing audit that you all know. Why we are doing that? That it's a systematic and critical examination to examine or verify. I'll just go ahead very fast. Brief history. There was nothing before 1955. After that, audits are started. And it was focused on the nursing plans, notes, and patient conditions. There is some purpose behind it, right? Whatever we do. Yes or no? Yes, there is a purpose. So these are all purposes why we require that. Evaluating, achieving some goals, stimulating, focusing, contribution to the approaches and researchers are all, most of the colleagues are doing so much research on nursing. So there are a lot of things, even though in government it's going on, but we are not publishing them, we are not giving them a proper scenario or proper approach towards the audits. And this all, we all know, 3 types of audits. And this is very important. Okay, nowadays, why it becomes more important, we were doing before, why it is important that they are focusing more on audits and more on results, as because there are a lot of things, last 3 to 4 decades are increasing, the corporate sectors are coming, the clients require a lot of attentions. So increasing cost is one of the factors to improve the patient quality, and need to prove the quality of care actually deliver to prove the nursing agency and clients, okay? So many times our doctors, even though managements, they'll say that nursing services are poor. You're not up to the mark. Nursing superintendent is not working properly. You need to hire somebody. Or so many things. Or nurses are not that good. Your interview patterns are not good. So you have to prove. And you have to stand somewhere saying that, look, this is how we run, that is our benchmarks, and that's how we wanted to proceed. Yes, there is a gray area. We are working on it. We'll come out with some solution, and we'll do something. This is the audit cycle, everybody knows. Okay, so that's how we are here. Library of measures. When JCI came to our organization and they were talking about LOM, I was confused. What is this LOM? And how we are going to do it? Because we are clueless, right? Actually, these are very, very big words for JCI. But when I look into the tools and the things, it's like idiot-proof checklist. Just to follow and you are there. So these are all words that it's library of measures. We can put some name from Continental. I can put something from Medanta. So they have created, as because it is JCI, library of measures. So what Joint Commission has done? They have taken certain extent efforts to measure a performance improvement measures that provide stakeholder with the ready access. So I'll go a little bit depth, and if you have any questions, I'll take forward once I finish the presentation, or you can ask in between. So there are 10 library of measures. So there are certain parameters for clinical and nursing, both. They have come out with the version, and they put some checklist for that, and measures where they have proven if you do this, so your quality will be some benchmarking. And then they have come out with some of the indicators. There are some checklists, proven data. So based on that, they are focusing that all the hospitals who got JCI accredited, at least they should go ahead for 5 library of measures, or if you want to do it all, that's up to you. So that's how this term is introduced. So these are total 10 library of measures. In our words, it's a audit focus tools, okay? So we are, in Medanta, we are doing 5 library of measures. From that, 2 nursing department has picked up. As always, I am upfront to take the responsibility. We'll say I'll take 2 from nursing, so 3 you can share with the other departments. So we are doing heart failure, VTE, the myocardial infarction, and 2 from nursing, and 1, I think so, on stroke. So totally 5 measures we are measuring at Medanta. And believe this is very, very helpful, and we are going ahead for whatever is remaining library of measures from JCI also. So these are the 2 sensitive area of nursing. So I picked up these 2 as to improve the patient quality, and these are all focused for nursing sensitive. So it's an opportunity that you can improve upon. So why? Why I have choose this? When we were going ahead for JCI, it was only 2.5 years completion of the organization, and every doctor, every management. So, you know, people can just throw the things, key pressure ulcer are increasing, and then what are the nursing care? People are not following proper protocol, stagings are not happening properly. So I thought that's a good thing that we can have a tool which is provided by JCI and go ahead. So that is how the pressure, I was not knowing actually. So we have just thought that pressure ulcer rate was increasing. So end of the slide, you will see what are our rates and how the benchmarking has done. And then unable to capture the exact figure of pressure ulcer, worsening of the existing ulcer. And the goal was to reduce the pressure ulcer rate to get accurate data on prevalence of the pressure ulcer, thereby improving the patient care. So anything you wanted to do, you required a proper process. Right. The slide is juggling. Okay, we can go ahead for one slide. I'll just show you fast the process that how we have done it. So there was a preparation required. Anything you wanted to do, you require preparation? Yes or no? Yes, in Continental also, you were preparing last 1 or 2 months because I received a call, I think so 1.5 months back. So anything you want to do it, you require a preparation. So there are certain preparation, but in this process, your preparation is not much because there are checklists available in JCI library of measures. So we have just pulled the data and try to understand that how we are going to go ahead, because the library of measure, the name was very, very, very new to the era. And then selection of the team, defining the responsibility and preparation of the audit tools. Why this study? Again, I think so this is a little bit overlap from the previous slide that will reduce the incidence of pressure ulcer, development and prevent the worsening. Then its recommendation includes identifying the individual at risk and early intervention with the goal of maintaining and improving the tissue tolerance in order to prevent injury and allow the organization to monitor this important patient outcome at the point in the time and examining institute to progress. So that's how we'll come to know that where we are, what we are going to do and what's the outcome. Unless and until you do the audits or the study, you are nowhere. So that is how the study was conducted. And this is the team. So in this library of major, this is every month continuous study. There is a coordinator for that, and lot of training is required. But it is not impossible. That is what I just don't wanted to focus on corporates. I wanted to tell all of you, wherever you are working, I think so pressure ulcer and the fall is everybody's business, right? You also have pressure ulcer in your hospital, yes or no? Yes, so I want that all of you is going to take some message today and some tool to improve the patient care end of the year. So the data, there is a coordinator, there is a data collection and inspection team. So anything you do. So we were very happy to hear from Madam Josephine that they have 0 surgical site infection. Okay, but again, as Madam Ajita has mentioned, we have to verify. So put 2 teams in place to look into data again. So that is how the JCI works for. So in this data, this is proven, and whatever data I'll show you by end of these slides, it is proven by 2 teams. So every month, there are 10 people in one team and 10 people in other team who are doing everyday patient care. And also from one team is from the training team. So they compare the data and then it is validated. So how we select the sample? Anywhere you can do any audit? Yes? You can do audit anywhere? No. Okay. You required a selection of sample because the lots of efforts you are going to put up. Lots of manpower is involved. Everybody's time is very important. And we are at Medanta, a very, very busy schedule. So I have to look into each and every point when I'm looking at the audit team or what I want to achieve, the improvement plans and other things. So area, when we select the area, in JCI, when they have given a tool, they have also said that whatever area you feel it's important. So mainly ICU areas, high dependency area, and we have picked up our gastro department and our neuro department where we think that pressure ulcer can be more, that areas are picked up. And then definitely training. So the data is collected. After that, charts are reviewed. I'll show you directly a JCI checklist which we follow, and I'll explain on that more. Submission of the data. Can you open the... We'll just stop here. I'll show you how the process has gone ahead. There is one more attachment. Yes, so this is directly from Joint Commission. So they have this tool where you have, this is the form which we follow, exactly same, the copy paste of whatever they have given. And it is because as we require to submit the data, as we are doing for 5 LOMs to JCI also. So we are doing exactly the way they have given us. So the form is there. Just go up a little. So there are certain inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. So the way we are doing it is you have teams, then you give training to the teams. So there are 4 or 5 training PPTs. It's not that easy because first thing is the team should understand pressure ulcer. Other thing is they should understand the better than anybody else could have understand the pressure ulcer staging and other things. After that, how they should validate. And if you have 1 person or 2 people are attritions, then again you have to train them. Every team is trained every month, so that are all requirements and records are required from the JCI. So that is how we are maintaining that. So the tool starts, and every person has to start from morning till they finished. So it is a 1-day prevalence study which is conducted. So mostly we are conducting in all that 350-bed ICU setup. all 70-bed HDU, and also 100 beds of neuro and gastro. So almost 500 to 600 population covers within one day, starting from 8 o'clock in the morning, and every area we have designated to cover that 10 people for all this area, and 10 auditors, 10 validators. So they'll pick up the tool. They are already given 1 week before the induction, again reframing the trainings, and they'll pick up their tools, everything in the morning. They have their soft copies, and then we'll start most probably by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning. In this, you don't require consent of the patient, okay? It's a study prevalence which is going to improve our patient care. So there is a tool which they follow, and then there are certain inclusion and exclusion criteria also that I'll discuss you later. So this is the form they will start in one of the ICU. And then once first you will see that that patient is admitted, a date. After that, you go ahead and check the admission date, because in this study, it's a hospital-acquired infection. So to know what date patient has admitted, you have to fill that. Then you have to come down staging, that if there is an ulcer. If there is an ulcer, and then this study is on the 2nd degree of ulcer. All of we know not included into the study as per the JCI guidelines. So we are doing and focusing on the 2nd staging of the ulcer. Once that is done, if you don't have that, then you stop that study. Then go ahead for the another patients, okay? So in this, you no need to have anything else than a little bit training PPT, right? And you have a tool which is ready. After that, if the pressure ulcer is present and which is 2nd degree, then you go ahead. Can you go a little down? You have to fill up, there are columns, go down. You can take this tool from me or Madam Josephine and try. And then here, you have to put the observations of your pressure ulcers. Every pressure ulcer, you know, there are so many pressure ulcers, right? So normally they said, okay, patient has pressure ulcer on back, that's it. There are 3-4 pressure ulcer in other site also you include as a 1 pressure ulcer. But it is not like that. Every site, if you have 1 pressure ulcer, 2 pressure ulcers, 3, 4, 5, whatever, you have to have that written there. So every pressure ulcer counts for the patients. So you will get all the data. Go down a little bit. And then there are calculations, so which is already there. That's how this form is filled up by the auditor and also by the validator. So how we do it? So 2 people goes there. There is 1 coordinator for the ICU, and there are 2 people who's going to see a back of the patient. So as we are introducing the patient, in this, certain patients who are not willing. If the patient is not willing, you go ahead and look for the another patients. So the auditor goes and check the bags first, then the validator will check. So everybody will fill their own form. And end of the day, they have to calculate, and end of the day only we have to prepare a data collection and also the rates for that day. And that is called as a prevalence study of the month, okay? On that, there are now benchmarking and all that. I'll just show you. Just close this. So when you do this study, there are certain inclusion population and exclusion population is also given. So this is what we have already, I have explained. There are certain exclusion population given by the JCI. So we exclude all this population. It's like 18 and below, patient who refused, patient who are off of the units. Sometimes when you are in ICU, some patients are for surgery. Some patients are for some investigation. So you just go ahead and just do this study for other patients. So that are exclusion criteria. Patients who are actively in dying stage. So we don't include that in this study. And this is the calculation. Okay, so this is the data of Medanta. We have started from January 2015. Before that, 2013 also we have done it. But I will not show you as because 6 months data was there and we were not that confident. So I wanted to show you the data which is confident, and definitely this is the figure which we have. So can you look at this now? Yes, everybody? So what is the rate now? The benchmark from JCI is 7.94% for the ICU. Can you see our data in ICU for prevalence study? Is that we are low or better or above the benchmarks? Yes, it is good data? Yes? Yeah. So that's how you should. So now, anybody asks me, any doctor, my chairman itself, so there are so many questions every day I have to answer, right? So I answer by the slides. I don't have anything to prove unless and until I have data. So last 6 years, I worked only on the principle of checklist, which he introduced from US. Okay, so every nurse has every checklist, and I have everything database, okay? So every stage we do audit. Every stage I have an improvement plan, and everything is shown to them. So that's how you know that where you stand. And it is proud to us also that when we are catering to the very tertiary care patients, at least we are standing here. We are not saying we are excellence. We are reaching to that level. But still, this data gives us clear-cut picture. At least we refer to a joint commission body that they have given us tool. That's how we follow. And that's the rate. Definitely we want 0. But it's not that possible. And you can see somewhere there are zeros also present. So this is the complete data of 2014. And we continue to do this study every month without fail. So here is the smile on my face and my nurse's face and also our chairman's face, right? That when we do the audit, there is awareness that where you stand, okay? So we know okay, at least what are the benchmarks are available. At least we are comparing with whatever benchmarks are given and identifying the gray areas. Definitely there are so many things has come out. After this, we have changed our checklist, we have introduced so much training, and then checklist, idiot-proof checklist that they know better what to do, and we have incorporated the care plans, we have incorporated the shift assessment tool, we have incorporated the interventions, where the clock for the positions. So there are so many things we have come out for the gray areas, and supports continued quality improvement. That's very, very important. Definitely anything you want to, there is a challenge available everywhere, right? Yes. So inaccuracy of data, correct data, continuous monitoring, attrition of the staff, it's always a challenge, but you can do it, okay? There is nothing like that. What is LOM? We were in shock that what's that LOM looks like, and we were not even knowing. But when we have done the study, I think so all of you can do. And this is one of the area where patients' care will improve, and it is the definitely nursing sensitive area. In US and other countries, these are very, very sensitive issues for nursing. So a good system shortened the road to the goal. That's how I can conclude. So I wanted to ask you, can you implement this? Even though you are not NABH and not JCI accredited, is there anything linked to the JCI here? Yes, all young girls? No. So I want to tell all my colleagues who are from the government, who are from semi-government and corporates. So it's not for the corporates, it's for the patient care. And the tools, if it is there, you please use it. It's not only the JCI what they gives, but we can have so many tools to improve the patient care. So any questions? Data I use to present that how it's going to benefit for the patient care and the length of stay and the other things. So every month we have indicator meetings and LOM meetings. With that we present. Yes, yeah. No, we only follow this benchmarking, yeah. At least for the pressure ulcer and falls. And for fall, the NABH also has given benchmarking, 0.41. Yes, 4. And I think so this, we are using this a good benchmark, so we work on this. Yes, any other question? Yes, thank you very much. I would like to thank the management, Dr. Guru N. Reddy, for giving me an opportunity to come and deliver a speech here. Thank you very much, sir. And I thank the empowered leader of nursing by chairman of this organization. I'm very happy to thank you. So we are working and towards the empowerment. I can see here nursing empowerment at this time. So it is the privilege to see that nurses are empowered here. And I think so this is a great thing what we can see here, doctor. So thank you very much for your support and calling me here and giving me the opportunity. Thank you.